All right, so we have one more prompt, which is going to get in the weeds to respect, which is going to be very interesting. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Respect, as demanded by the older generation, is overdone.
Okay, so real quick, respect. Do we see this in the Haitian community nowadays?
100%, bro. And I'm not even talking about. I'm not even speaking from my own experience, but I done witnessed countless times other people, friends, and family had to deal with this coming from youth to adult, in that sense, or adult to youth. This specific topic, bro, I want to say Haitian man is a life.
My goodness.
Unfortunately.
We out here calling them out. Every single last one of them.
No cap. No cap, bro.
Hey, man, it be like that, unfortunately. But it's from my perspective. The thing is with me, my parents, or at least, my parents, they have always taught me to be respectful. And I think that was one of the aces that I always had with the adults, because if I could just think of one of the attributes that they would always give me, respectable. Oh, Vender, oh yes, he's so respectable. He does good job, and he treats all the adults nice, all that stuff. That's one thing I know for certain that they'll give me, and that's because my parents, again, with the discipline, with the parenting, that's one of the things that they always get. Every time I walk into a room, I salute everybody, especially the gamun. Yo, you don't walk into a room and not say nothing to none of you gotta say hi to everybody. Now, there'll be times where, if it's like a large, let's say like we're at church, it's the end of service, and then everybody's in the lobby. Of course, there's going to be people that I miss and whatnot. But and I find this weird because I'm starting to do this more often now, to where I do walk by people if it's just like me and one other person in the lobby, and I'm trying to make it more of a habit to continue that respectfulness. And it's not even just so much a matter of respect, but it's an acknowledgement that there's another human being that's right there, as opposed to just acting like the person doesn't exist. That to me is a high level of disrespect. But I always, and that's the weird thing. So like when they talk about respect, I don't really know in what other sense would the young generation be okay, never mind, because a lot of the young generations, they disrespectful as heck. I can, and that's coming from me.
Bro, I know.
Disrespectful as heck. So I think I do. It's just crazy to me that the way that I grew up, seeing how the new generation is growing up now, and how kind of disrespectful, how much they disregard or they don't care for respecting the older generation. It's just like, wow, man, that's who raised you again?
Great question.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's a good point. You started the video. I was going to say something.
All right.
Respect before common sense. You can't tell me somebody is doing something that is like someone driving a car. You know where this person is passing will cause accidents, and because he's older than you, you will tell him, it's okay, sir, keep going, so that two of you will die together. Is that sense? Is that sensible? Obviously not. If we know this person is actually leading us to hellfire, collect the steering wheel. Whether force or fire, not go good for anybody. Collect that steering wheel. So forget respect. Respect comes with experience and sense. Let respect also come with sense, not just culture.
So also what boomers, older people often call respect is not really respect, it's just blind adoration. I respect you means I value your opinions, and I will take your opinions and put them into consideration. Not just you say jump and I say how high. If you say jump and I say how high, that's a cult. That's township. That's not respect. It's not me. It's me just blindly following whatever you say. Somebody asks you to do something, and you say, "Oh, okay, but why?" Or isn't it better if you do it some way? Like, "Oh, you're being disrespectful." I just asked you a question. How am I being disrespectful. That's a hypothetical situation, but it's something that's happened constantly over the time.
As much as we feel like respect should go both ways, you should be able to talk to me as well as I should be able to talk to you. They have a thing with tones, right? They have a thing with approach. They have a thing with how do you talk to me? It doesn't take away the space of respect. Yeah, I'll give you respect, honestly, but the moment you start to make me feel like I probably need to be carrying you on my head, or maybe say I probably need to give you the same respect that I give maybe say God, then maybe say there's a problem.
It's like I said, the condescension, they come to you with, like, most times it comes to you with a place of, oh yeah, I'm saying this and therefore it must be right. It might be right? But like, is it really that right?
I know the one lady with the dress, she's probably hot right now.
No cap.
Imagine. So so I don't, and this may be the case with the African culture. I definitely can see, I don't know, it's interesting. We see with African cultures, their big thing is respect. When it comes to like a lot of the Asian cultures, it's honor. I don't know about everywhere else. I would have been racist. Never mind. Not even say that.
Hey, yo.
So it's like it seems to be a common thing with these different cultures, and I'm just like, I don't think I've never really was put. If anything, what the young lady had mentioned in regards to how the tone is when we're having these conversations with these elderlies, that seems to be like a big factor when it comes to them saying, "Oh, you're being disrespectful." It's normally, to me, is normally in the case of the tone, but outside of that, yeah, like they're making it seem like, I don't know, like anything that the older person says, you just gotta go with it type thing. And I've never really experienced it to that degree, or maybe it could be because of my parents drilling respecting your elders that I don't see it that way.
You're saying based off what the young lady was saying, right? The girl. Okay, so basically, what she's saying is a direct response to her reality. And I only know this because I recall this part of the video. They truly, like the elders of this culture. There's a couple of them sitting down there, or maybe all of them. They ride for the respect elders no matter what, literally.
No matter, yeah. Oh yeah. Doesn't matter what they did.
Yeah.
What they said, you give them that prostrate. And I'm like, and even then, I'm like, what do they mean by that?
They get to it. They explain. They even brought up, I think one of them bring up Donald Trump as an example of an adult, an elder that they wouldn't respect, and they were still like, you still had to respect him. Right, or you know what I'm saying? They're ride or dying over the topic that much.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to that part specifically, because I feel like that may, based off of the way that the parents that the adults answered, I can see and kind of lean towards. And this is when it was honestly this part where I'm like, all right, I think this is probably where me and Zach are probably going to feel a little different, just a little bit. But let's get to that point.
If you yourself we grow to become old, you need to respect an elder. It's their right, just as you have individual rights today. Please, because that person you're giving respect has also given respect to the elderly ones, the ones before him. Now it is his turn. And at this particular turn of his turn, you say you are not going to respect that person. Well, it's you and God that when we talk to you, you do not hear. You know you are disrespecting us, but because we know we are not going to lead you astray.
It just becomes the right. Just respect them, learn to walk. And that's why I said, you guys need to calm. Just learn to walk away. See them as grown babies and deal with them that way.
I don't believe.
Grown, yo, condescending, bro. Yo, I don't think they know what condescending means.
This is exactly where the cultures divide.
Oh man,
they're bringing. Okay, this is a whole nother topic. not another topic, but it's another like idea that correlates with this respect thing, right? And from my point of view, there's a lot of things that are tradition to a culture.
Yeah.
That when you break those traditions, it's foreign land. If that's the term.
Yeah.
It's like foreign land for people or a collective of people who grew up and have only known one thing because through generations, like great grandparents.
This is just what they did.
Yeah,
so now we do it.
Exactly. It doesn't become something that you're aware of until, this is what I've noticed, another culture cohabitates with this culture in some way.
Yep.
That's when you start to see the clashing.
It's a different way to do this.
Yeah, there's a different way to do it. And to some people who are established in that way, most of the time it'll be older people. But I think at the end of the day, it's about the mindset of the person, like how ride or die they are for the idea, whatever it is. Right?
Yeah.
So however patriotic or strongly they feel about this idea that's tied to their tradition, that's going to define whether or not they're open to another idea from a different culture. And usually it's just uncomfortable for people who strongly represent their traditions.
Yeah.
And that respect thing is an example of that, because what she's saying does not happen in America, to say the least. Just because, we respected our elders, now it's our turn for us to be respected as elders. I think that's an idea that's specific to where they come from in that sense. And now that they've had children who, I don't know where they are, if they're in America or UK or maybe Nigeria, but maybe Gen Z is a global pandemic in itself.
It's the culture. The Gen Z brings in all the cultures together as to one, because you don't see you might see some millennials, but like the Gen X's, they are specific. They're still specific to their culture. But when it comes to the Z's, whatever we doing over here is the same thing they doing over there. Is the same thing they doing in France. Same thing they doing in Australia. They all doing the same nonsense. It doesn't feel too far off. You'll see some aspect of their culture, but at the end of the day, it's not completely different to where it's like you go to another country and then they don't know what you're talking about. They don't know why we doing this. They all know all the TikTok dances and all that stuff. There is some connection with all of them. Yeah,
that's
I feel
the common denominator then.
Yeah.
Social media. Gen Z culture is rooted in social media, bro. That's why we can all relate to each other. That's why you hear American culture, see American culture in a different continent amongst the youth.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. So knowing that they see a different side of, or a different way of doing things through the platform of social media, and now it's literally in the habitat or in the territory of their parents' culture, they're starting to have the same kind of conflict, or I want to say the same conflict as we are with our parents in that sense, as first generation immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And specifically with the respect, the way they view respect, bro, we don't. That's weird to me.
It's crazy. It's a whole different. I don't even know, man. It's like hearing when did I do that video? Did I even do that video? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember if I did that video or not. But essentially, I was having a conversation with my dad, and he was talking about how, like, when it comes to the church, which leaves the reason why he has a disdain for the church. When it comes to church, when he was younger, he heard a lot of stuff, he experienced a lot of stuff, but they demanded respect. And That's what it is. There was a specific video that I did. There was a Haitian woman that was talking about, man, she's like Haitian American. She was talking about how there was trauma with her family, with the church, how the church essentially kicked her family out because the father, who was on the board or a deacon or something like that, had questioned some actions that was done in the church. And they kicked him out, talking about that level of respect type thing. And then my dad had experienced the same exact thing when he was younger, where he saw certain stuff, but there was like, yo, you need to respect this person because they are such and such, or this pastor such and such, or this person even knows French so well, so fluently and stuff like that. And it's like, you got to give them the respect. And it's like, for that? The heck, nah, bro, what you talking about? And that was also one issue that one concept that I always had, like, especially when I got to college, like the idea of like, yo, if I meet the president, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give him a handshake and stuff like that, but I wasn't gonna sit here and treat him like, he's God. I'm gonna talk to him like he's regular, because he's a regular dude type thing. But there's still some level of respect that I would give him, but I just don't know what. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't do like a TikTok dance or something like that. Yeah. But I don't know. It just seems very off. And the interesting thing that Homeboy said that the adults didn't touch on was the idea of, okay, you want respect, but imagine if we're in a situation where you're bringing us in a wrong direction that could lead us to death, or even not even going to that far, lead us into a worse off situation. But because you want me to respect you, now we're both going to be in that situation, as opposed to you maybe just listening to what I have to say because it's advice, but apparently you just don't want to learn. Or I'm too young for you to teach you anything. So now we're both caught in a pickle. And I know I'm talking a lot, but there's just so much correlations, because there's this guy that I know that I used to work with at Chick-fil-A, kind of caught in that same situation where his parents are hard-headed. He's helping them pay bills and stuff like that. And he's wanting to make moves, but he can't because of the decision that his parents have made and is making and refusing to change. And it's become tough on him trying to navigate, trying to build a future for himself. And it's like, what do you do at that point? You just dip out? America says, yeah, dip out. But what does Africa say? Oh, no.
What does the Bible say?
What is the Bible? Even more importantly, what does the Bible say in these situations? Boy, I tell you.
Because me, I'm jumping off the bus. I'm jumping off the bus, bro. I
bump this.
But no cap. Because, I mean, that's a real... Because it could get that scary. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have to water it down to make it... It doesn't have to be a smaller scale. It could be as serious as... We have an adult driving this bus, and we have children, maybe one or two, who know if you don't make this turn, we're going to hit a dead end or fall off a cliff. But the bus driver is
hard-headed.
I
know what I'm doing. I don't need directions.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? It could be as dangerous as that. Now you're leading the whole bus to doom. We're going to say, no, that can never happen because that's an adult. All right, bro. Not every adult is built the same.
I will go as to what she's saying, how it's normally in the adults, not every adult, I can't even say that, but a lot of adults, they do operate on everything that I do is in the best interest for the child. But just because it's your best interest doesn't 100% mean that it's the right thing to do in that moment in time. Because that bus driver may be like, yeah, I'm the adult here driving this bus. I'm going to get everybody to safety. Meanwhile, not heeding the instructions or the detours and missing them, and then bringing everybody, like you said, to their doom. But somebody else noticed it, but because they're younger, you decide not to listen to them. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
So, yeah, and that's kind of the question they're cornered into. Like, do you respect the elder at that point or not? And they're saying, well, I'm gonna risk being disrespectful to save my and everyone else's life, including a bus driver, probably physically remove him from the seat, or
Yeah.
ignore him, or just get in front of and take control of the wheel to do what you got to do, right? That's where they're coming from. Me, looking back at my life and decisions I've made, I jump off the bus, bro. Unfortunately, I'm being real.
Oh man, and I don't know. It seems like they're I don't even think their definition. They've set the boundaries, the ground boundary on what respect is, because they're talking about two different things. The young people are talking about some, like they said, it's this kind of God complex where it's like anything that I say goes. But the older people are just like, yo, just, watch your tone. And like when somebody comes into the room, be respectful, say hi to them and stuff like that. Those are two completely different levels of respect, in my opinion, that they seem to, I don't know, not find a common ground with, which is weird. But let's continue and see what else they got to say about this.